Hello, beloveds. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have a beautiful inquiry for you to do this week. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Pay attention carefully, okay? Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Now, as human beings on this planet, we do believe that everyone or most of the people in our life has done some wrong to us, and we want them to suffer. We want them to be in pain. We want them to suffer just like we have suffered because of them in some manner. We want to take revenge, and we are, or we could be, just so deeply angry and full of resentment with what all wrong has been done to us by someone. But forgive, and you will be forgiven. See, I'm not belittling anyone's experiences here. Just like you, I also have I also had my own experiences with different human beings in my life. But I have chosen to rise above them all and to rise above circumstances, not at all in a distracting manner, not at all with unhealthy choices, and not at all with any kind of defense mechanism, not at all. It's about processing the hurt and healing yourself completely. And I say we only because that we are in this together. But pay attention on what I'm saying and see how you can relate with your own experience. And for a moment, I want you to keep your intelligence and your ego mind aside, and I really want you to consider what all I'm saying in this session, because this is a very important inquiry that you have to do, not we or I, but you have to do. Okay, so we know that at some point of time everyone has done some wrong to us, and in our humanness, not consciously, but in our humanness, we want them to suffer just like we have suffered because of them. We want them to be in pain and really see that their karma takes a toll on them, that their karma gives them the answer, and only when they suffer they will realize what was our pain like because of them, isn't it? But and yeah, we just don't want them to get away with what they have done. This is important. People may just don't want the people who have hurt them to get away with what they have or has done to them. But if you are still angry, if you have still resentment within you, then they did get away, because it's you who are stuck. It's you who is in a state of unforgiveness. It's you who is angry, and so you are stuck in that situation, and that person did get away. Okay, so forgive. Forgiveness frees us completely from the past and from all the mistakes that could happen in the future. It just frees us completely. Now you may think, and you may not consider this completely, because you may have thoughts like, I did forgive, I am completely out of that person, that situation. But how do you know that? How have you came to this conclusion? What was your assessment about the entire procedure like? Because if you still have difficulty in trusting someone, if you still view new people and new situation wearing the lens of the past and the past experiences, then there is not forgiveness. Forgiveness means you are totally complete with the person, with the people, and with the experience. That is forgiveness. Forgiveness doesn't mean that in your mind and heart and your being, and even with that person and situation, you have, let's say, completely, you are completely done with it, you are completely finished. But what about the time and the moments where you are unconsciously choosing to project your difficult thoughts, your difficult emotions onto someone else? What about the nearest members, your family members, your friends, and all the close people who could be an object of displacement for you? What about those times wherein you are so much into yourself, not in terms of not in a way of self-loving manner, but in terms of self-centeredness? Then it's not forgiveness. So I want you to consider this. So okay, first part is this, like I said, that we do believe, or you do believe, that people has done, yes, we do believe that people has done some wrong to us. But when the tables turn, what about you? I want you to consider this and give a detailed inquiry to this part. What about the time, the moments when other people suffered because of you? What about the time when you caused pain and suffering to someone else? Maybe you yourself were in pain and you were just projecting your difficult emotions onto someone else, or it could be unintentionally or unconsciously or in any other way. Forget about all the, the detailed explanation or justifications that could be there. Leave aside your justifications, your egoic mind, your intelligence, your highly intelligence whatsoever. Just keep that aside and think for a moment, what about the time when because of me somebody else suffered, when I caused pain to somebody else? Can you just think this for a moment, that or you can just consider this for a moment, how many people would have gone to a therapist or has been there on a therapist couch because of you? As a psychologist, I am aware, I have heard the stories, the processing, the entire psychotherapy process with my clients, and I know what it is like. So just think for a moment, because of your behaviors, your demonstration and your expression of thoughts and feelings and actions in an unhealthy and inappropriate ways, and because of your projection of your difficult emotions and frustrations, because of your own things, like just think for a moment, how many people would have been on a therapist couch because of you? Not literally, but just think, how many people would have been on a therapist couch because of you? So this is the inquiry that I want you to consider. To whom you need to ask for forgiveness, and where do you need to forgive? You have to keep your intellect, your ego mind aside, and for a moment be so authentic and accept your humanness genuinely, and think, how many people do I need to forgive and I need to ask for forgiveness? Because I'm sure as a human being, you would have also caused equal amount, or you would have also caused lot of pain and lot of pain to other people. And because of your own actions and decisions, and because of your own humanness also, other people would have suffered. It could be true, it could not be true, but any time in our life we might also have done something that would have caused even slightest pain to someone else, or which we may be aware or we may not be aware, or we may just not prefer to be aware, because people could go, it's difficult for ego to survive, to be in oneness or to acknowledge love, because ego loves separatism, right? So keep your ego aside and just think for a moment, who do I need to forgive and to whom I need to ask for forgiveness. That's very, very important, and this is the inquiry I want you to literally do on the paper. And just be okay to be vulnerable. Just forget about what all, not forget as in, okay, you can consider, means you have to consider who all has done wrong to you, and now how you can release yourself from that person and from that situation completely, in a completely healthy manner, psychologically healthy, emotionally healthy, physically healthy, no inappropriate or unhealthy distractions or defense mechanism, but really process your hurt and anger and just get away from all unforgiving business and just completely heal yourself and forgive. The second inquiry is, who do you need to ask for forgiveness and how you can bring forgiveness. That's very important, because you must have also caused some pain and suffering to other people. Forgiveness just sets us free, and when we forgive, we can also get forgiveness when we need. This is important. You get what you give. So if need be, you will be also forgiven because you have forgiven. And see, as a human beings, we are on our endless journey, and it's all about our consciousness, about our deeds, and that because we are on in an endless journey. So this thing just keeps continuing again and again, and the universe has its own way to teach us lessons. So it's better that we learn the first time and really just don't use our humanness as an excuse to stay in anger and resentment, not to use humanness and all self-justifications as an excuse to blame someone else and not ask for forgiveness, and just focusing on what all wrong has been done to me, but not focusing on what wrong I have done to others. So that's not the part of our well-being. We also must ask for forgiveness. It's just not about other people and other situation, but you have to consider where you yourself can ask for forgiveness. So do this inquiry, forgive and you will be forgiven. When you forgive, forgiveness just comes to you. And this is the affirmation that you can practice. I forgive everyone for everything. I forgive everyone for everything. Do a proper inquiry, journal it out properly. And my beloveds, forgive and you will be forgiven. Thank you so much.